Why am I floating? I am floating. Okay, welcome everybody. This is After Midnight Noodles. Today we are playing Minecraft. I wanted to do a quick video tour of me and my buddy's most recent Minecraft playthrough. My buddy Wade put together a 100 mod pack for a server, and we've been playing this server for about a month, and I wanted to just do a quick world tour. Um, yeah, because we've done quite a lot of things. So we'll start off. This is the house that I built for myself, and basically it's a fortress kind of. Um, I terraformed out over the body of water and made like a defensive wall, and there's a path here that leads back to the main house, and so we'll just go check it out. We've got a copper door, and then inside we have a circular design and lots of decorations and fine details. On one side, we have, the infamous wall of chests. So in here we have various different blocks and building materials. Along the back wall, we have an auto smelter of sorts. We've made a blaze rod farm, which I'll show you. So yeah, this is just a wall of more resources, and then this is like an auto smelter. Just kind of throw what you need to smelt up in there. Um, load it up with fuel. Got a smoker here. You have different armor sets. I think this box here was extra, like diamond armor sets. I was working on getting ones with different enchantments on them. Extra tools. Then on this side, this is like my treasure chest full of all the like valuable stuff or more valuable stuff, collecting ancient debris and emeralds and redstone dust, etc. And enchanted books. And yeah, we have a ender chest. So this is something I keep on my inventory, and I stack it full of, extra ender pearls and potions and maps and whatever else I would need on my adventures. So yeah, this is my place. Let's go and look at some other things. So what I like to do when I start off playing, and I'll just kind of do it in that order, is I usually make I usually make an iron farm, and so that's what I did in this game. So I'll just take you to the iron farm, and then we'll just kind of go in order of how things were built after that. So after making your starter base, the next thing you're going to want to do, well, first of all, so when you start off, the best thing I do is I run around in the world until I find a village, and then I take over that village. And so this is the village that we took over. And so basically what you do is you start off, you build yourself a little starter house or a hut, place to kind of work out of. And then this structure here, it was the natural spawning church. And so what I did with this is I got all the villagers together and I kind of trapped them in this church. And then I put down a bunch of beds in there, and I breed up the villagers, and I get them breeding. And while they're breeding, um, I focus on building an iron farm. And so I'll show you what this here iron farm is. So on the other side of town, now the thing is with this iron farm is you have to build it far enough away that it's not going to affect your village breeder. Because the problem here is that with the village breeder, you're going to get iron golem spawns. And these iron golems, only so many can spawn in a certain radius. So as long as you have one or two, you shouldn't get any more. But anyway, the idea is to build up an iron farm. So, in the beginning of the game, you don't have much choice. You're going to have to play through some of the mining progression to get to the point where you can build this. So you're going to need a couple rounds of iron to do this and some lava and buckets and whatnot. But then once you get this, and this is a simple design I got off of YouTube. I think it's a guy named Noodles came up with this design. This is a 2.0 version from the original one, which was kind of up in the air. This one is much less resources and much more easy to get working quickly. And so basically the idea behind this is if you look in here, you can see there's 3 villagers and then there's a zombie. And the zombie is trapped in a way that the villagers can see him but cannot get hurt by him. And so they're constantly terrified. And what happens is because these blocks here around the perimeter are non-spawnable blocks, the only place for a golem to spawn is on the roof of this structure, just like that there. And then there's a stream of water that carries the guy to the end where there is a lava block in there, and he'll fall down and get burned up, and then his droppings end up in this chest. So that's a series of hoppers, and that's why you need to get a couple rounds of iron to start with. But then once you get this built, you'll never have to go for iron again, and you have lots of poppies, and so that's what we do. That's what we do. So this is enough for like 2 people, basically, I would say, comfortably. Now I'll show you what we do with this. So once you get your village breeder going and you get your iron farm going, the next thing you're going to want to do, and you can see the rates are pretty good. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build an iron workers like market, or I call it like a bank, iron workers bank. And I'll take you to that next. And we'll just take in all the builds and details as we go. So back here we have the bank. The bank. So inside this bank, and the guys are sleeping because it's nighttime now. But in this bank we have, it's full of different iron workers. And we have some guys are weaponsmiths, some guys are armor smiths, and some guys are toolsmiths. And basically what you do, and I don't know if we have a surplus of iron in here yet, but I should have grabbed some iron. Basically what you do is you come in here and you talk to these guys, and it's better to do it in the daytime when they're all awake, but you just kind of shift click and you sell them iron for emeralds. And then you take those emeralds and you turn around and you buy diamond weapons and diamond tools and diamond armor sets. And yeah, it's a really good way to get like diamond armor. And then you can either keep it the way it is, or you can take it over to the library, and I'll show you that next. And you can, you know, uh, take away the enchantments that these here come with, and then put on your own enchantments and combine them and do whatever. So that's the way to do it. Now let's just let's go back home and sleep. So we have sunlight to do this. I find that with this mod, it's like raining almost constantly. There's like seasons and whatnot. It's really, really cool. Really cool. Anyway, let's take a nap. Uh, get a drink, have a snack. So it'll be a fairly long video. There's a lot of things to show. So yeah, this is my home here, and I really, really like it. It's probably one of my favorite builds of all the worlds I've done. Um, again, really convenient to like quickly gather what you need, craft it, smelt it, collect it. We got a parrot in here. I named this guy Polly. Got him from the jungle. This is a cleric. We got him maxed out. We can sell him nether wart. We can do a lot of things with this guy. So, just to summarize, we've basically settled the village. We've made our home base. And then we've capitalized on the workers here, made them a breeder. And um, with this breeder, we have the metalworking factory with the iron farm, and so we're able to make like mass amounts of emeralds and turn around and buy weapons and armor and pretty much anything you need for all of your adventures. In this corner, just so I don't forget, this is a garbage chute. So say if you've got stuff in your inventory that you don't want, for example, this pumpkin pie, you can just throw it in there and that just shoots it into lava. Now you can turn it off if you want and stop it from shooting it into lava, or you can turn it back on. Right? So back to the tour. Okay, so this here is the village breeder. Now on one side we have the butchers. Now it's very important to get these butchers going sooner than later because you're gonna acquire. Well, one thing my buddy does is he gathers a bunch of cows and sheeps and all that stuff. So this is a good way in the beginning to get yourself some emeralds as well from these guys, especially if you get yourself like a berry farm. It's basically just like free emeralds. So we got some butchers, and then we also have a couple of Fletchers, and they don't need much room, so they've just got this. Oh, sorry, there's a fisherman and a Fletcher. So this guy here, once you get him leveled up, arrows, bows. They'll usually do an enchanted bow of some kind and an enchanted crossbow or something. So really good to have these guys around. This guy is a fisherman, so he's got different things. So once you got this squared away, and the iron farm, and the metal workers, then the next thing to do that I usually do is I build a library. And the reason I do a library is so that I can kind of have control over, what enchanted books I want and what my armor and tools, all the enchantments. So this is a good way to organize it. So this structure here, you know, it's a glamour build, kind of taking primo blocks and designing something that looks luxurious. A little bit more so than the starter house, but not as much as the bank. So here we go. This is the library. So in this room, I have a bunch of librarians on that fill this whole building on both sides here, and then down the middle we have um, an enchanting table. Now, there's not much way around it. You're going to have to get some diamonds in the beginning, but once you get enough to get this table, um, you really don't need diamonds again. I mean, you can go and all the way through and beat the dragon without ever having to mine diamonds again. Only for um, adding your armor trim and whatnot. But that's only cosmetic. So Anyway, let's go through this. So here we have basically I try to get these guys. I try to get one of each book that I want. And so, for example, this guy here has Silk Touch, so that's a good one to have for your pick. And this one here is Blast Protection 4, so that's a good one to have for your armor. This one is Infinity, so that's good to have for your bow. This one is Fire Protection 4, so that's another good one to have for your armor. And then on this side, we have this guy's Looting 3, so that's good for your sword. And then Efficiency 5, that's like primo. Now it's quite expensive, but still nice to have that um, for your pick for Efficiency 5. And this is Fire Aspect 2, so that's good for your sword. And this one over here is Fortune 3, so Looting 3 and Fortune 3. Highly recommend putting those on a pick. Now, so that's this. This is that. And then in the back here we have a stash of Lapras and some extra books to enchant. And yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty good. Very convenient to have the signs, so there's multiple people playing on a server. They can just kind of come in here, and there's direction on what's going on here. So that's the library. Now the next thing I do after the library, or no particular order, but kind of like after the library, the next thing to do is to secure a food source, and I usually go with golden carrots. So the best way to get golden carrots is to set up farmers, and I'll show you that next. So we come back over here, we've got the farmer's daughters. So just a cozy little cottage, some like wood grain textures, earth tones and whatnot. Oh no, what happened to the roof? Oh, not sure what happened there, but we'll just pretend the roof is there. I don't know what happened. Um, okay, so this is the farmers. Now this guy, I had to get him again because somehow this guy turned into a witch. But basically, yeah, see, so once you get these guys leveled up, then it's like infinite golden carrots, and that's just a really awesome food source to have. So, and also like infinite food of everything else too. So, how are these guys sharing food? What? I really hope they don't have a baby. I should level this guy up. Potatoes? Do I have potatoes? Hold on. Hold on. Potatoes? Yeah, I got potatoes. Here. Wait. There. You gotta level them up so they don't have babies. If they start sharing food and start loving each other, then you're done for. Now I hear like an Enderman or something, or a witch somewhere. Okay. And then basically you can just come over here and buy some carrots. There you go. That's a really awesome food source to have. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's the farmer's house. And, you know, really nice. Really nice. Lots of food, like lots. Like more carrots than whatever than you'll ever need. And this place has like a nice, quaint little garden. Um, it's a little donkey we've got here. Donkey Kong, his name is. Got like, onions and turnips and parsnips and here this this was a Halloween build. I may as well show it to you now since we're here. And I was just experimenting with, different styles of building and design. So this is a creepier build. So if you were to come in through the gate, it's like a haunted house or something. It's the wizard's cottage. We've got Buttercup, and we'll just do the perimeter walk first. This is like a little garden. It's very like asymmetrical. Um, yeah. And anyway, what this place houses is the potion brewing, like farm, basically. So you come up the stairs, and this is a very like, oh, there's the Enderman. That's a nice place for him. Just we won't look him in the eye. That's all. So in here we've got this is like a creepy looking build. We've got Nether wart in here, and then we've got our potion brewing stands. And I've done this design a few different times, a few different ways. But basically, on one side, you've got your ingredients. Below, you have your bottles. And on the other side, you've got your finished product. So I usually stock up on a few different ones. Slow falling is nice to have. Night vision is good to have for mining. Invisibility is nice to have. Um, and fire resistance for when you're going in the nether. And it's really, really easy to make a bunch of these, all at once. You just grab what you want, plop it in, and you're good. So in here we have a little tower. This is more just for looks than it is functionality, but you get a nice, vantage point from up here. You can kind of see around in the area. Now I don't know how it's nighttime again, but it is. Hopefully we'll have a nicer day tomorrow. Oops. I have a whoopee cushion on my head, so my guy makes like farting noises every now and then. Okay, so all right, so down here we have the clerics. Now this guy, I think they're both ender pearls, or at least that's what I was trying to go for. Yeah, so both ender pearls. So this is just like a really quick way of getting a lot of ender pearls like fast instead of having to build an enderman farm because those can be, kind of a pain to build sometimes. But yeah, this is a really easy way to get ender pearls. Yeah. And other things, glowstone, lapis. Like you never have to mine for lapis again. So once you get these guys and you get your iron farm, you know what I mean? You're just like set. You can just like play around and do whatever you want in the game instead of having to worry about mining all the time. So yeah, that's this. This is that. Very nice. Very nice. Take another look at it from the outside. I really like this build. I really, really do. And I love how creepy it is when you open the door and it's like, ooh, look at this. Scary. Okay, so let's go this way. I'll show you this one next. So this is a desert themed build. So I've done this one a couple different times, couple different ways, but I always tend to like put this one in. Now this is a mason's house. So we've got our nice diamond armor horse out front. Kind of wish it was a camel, but he'll do for now. And come inside, and we've got a nice inlaid floor with wall-to-wall red velvet carpet. And in here we have a couple masons. So it's good to have these guys because you could just like sell them stone and whatnot for emerald, and you're gonna have lots of this stuff because it's Minecraft. And also, you usually get a special bonus block, which is in the form of terracotta or something. Um, and in this case, this guy sells you dripstone and stuff, so that's nice. And then again, terracotta, glazed and unglazed. And you can glaze this black stuff. That black stuff glaze is really, really nice. Um, take some of that. And then the quartz. And on this side, I think I have a couple bonus librarians because yeah, it's good to have some more of these guys. So in here we have Aqua Affinity. That's awesome for swimming. And is this Unbreaking 3? So the only one I don't have that I really wanted was Respiration 3. So who knows? We're gonna keep playing. I think this is an ongoing server. I think probably like a forever world. I would imagine. Oh, and also with this build, we have an upstairs, so we can take the ladder up, and we get on the roof. And here we have a rooftop garden, cute. And we have to be careful so we don't fall, but this is a like a bell tower, and you can come up upstairs in the bell tower up to the roof, and again a nice viewpoint. So you can really kind of see everything from up here. Um, I can see the bank, I can see my starter house, I can see the library, the village breeder, the butcher, and the fish house, the farmer's daughter, the wizard hut, and that's the iron farm over there. And that's just about it. That's pretty much all of my contribution. Now, I will go tour everything else because there's still quite a bit. Wade has been, um, doing a lot of building and a lot of creative stuff. So it's definitely worth doing more of an expo. Oh, I forgot about the other Mason building. So yeah, there's a lot more that we got to show. So let's continue on with this journey. Close the hatch and close these doors. And let's go downstairs and let's go for a snooze and get a fresh day. So yeah. So what do we got over here? Uh, let's just check these guys out while they're. Should I grow these guys? Yeah, let's toss them some carrots. I'm just gonna get a handful of carrots and toss them some carrots because I want to keep them breeding. I think it's very important. So we got some carrots over here. There we go. I'll just keep them in my inventory so I remember to do just this. So let's just go snooze. I also have like super fast like running boots so I can like run really fast. There's like a lot of cool stuff in this mod. I think it might have killed vanilla for me, but I don't know. Just vanilla so plain, I played vanilla so much that yeah, it's refreshing to have this. That's for sure. Okay, so let's go feed the villagers. Feed these guys. So basically just come in here and I just throw like half a stack and then like half a stack. And they'll just like feed each other and breed, basically. Okay. So let's check out Wade's base, I suppose. This is Wade's base. Now this isn't his original starting house, but um, neither is mine. Like we had to, you kind of go with what you got, and then once you get to a point, you're able to kind of decorate. Now this is really, really nice. I like this a lot. So he's used a lot of like, I would say, primo blocks here. You've got the cherry red nether bricks. This is the mangrove trapdoors, and then he's got the gray glazed terracotta with the quartz blocks and glowstone. Really, really like posh building. He's got like the slate floor, polished slate floor, and then come upstairs and he has. This is like something out of like Scarface. He's got a nice little room in here where everybody in the neighborhood can kind of like watch him uh, work his magic in the bedroom. But yeah, really, really nice. Really well done. I really like this a lot. I really do. It's gorgeous. I don't know if I should look at all of his chests, but yeah, he's got emeralds and lots of stuff going on in there. And he has a nice little terraced balcony. So this has a nice little viewpoint of the rest of the compound here. Very nice. Very nice. So this back area is kind of unfinished or kind of like a work in progress, so to speak. But we'll get to there. We'll get to that. So that's Wade's place. Now next from here, let's get back downstairs. I like these doors. Really nice. I think those are the mangrove doors. They're nice. Oh, there's a nice little garden out front. Oh, and I think I should show you his basement. Now he's still working on this, so I don't know how far along he's gotten with this, but we'll check it out. Oh yeah, look, he's wow, he finished it. Wow. Yeah, so he's trying to get like every block, like everything organized. So I mean that's a lot of wood to make these chests. Nice. Nice. Yeah, he's getting this done. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, it's coming together. And he likes these underground farms also. And he's really good at making mine chests, but I won't go down there, but he's got it really well organized down there for sure. So yeah, lots of barn animals. I think he recently culled these, but usually he gets these up to like a huge number. All right, let's continue on with the journey. So that's Wade's place. Uh, Continue on this side. Got like a wheat farm, which goes for like as far as the eye can see. Look at all these nice lanterns too. Again, once you get to villagers, man, it's like you're pretty much rich. Now over here we've got this is a stable Wade put together. Very cool. And this is a lot of unfinished stuff going on over here. I think this is a what do you call a cobblestone farm or cobblestone grinder. Not much to show over here. This is kind of just a work in progress, like a mangrove, blah blah blah. But lots of stuff. There's a sugarcane farm back here, I think. Um, yeah, small sugarcane farm, um, bamboo farm. It's good to have those going. We have our first nether portal in here, but this literally goes uh, nowhere. Nowhere fun, that's for sure. The way we get around in this world is through this, and I'll show you that after we do the rest of this compound. So let's go back here. This is where. So this is it's a bandstand. This is a natural spawning piece. And then over here we've got Mason's hut. Now this guy should not be in here. How did he spawn in there? Ah, oh, for goodness sakes. We're gonna have to get rid of this guy. May as well just do it right now. I have to put buttons on top of the glowstones, I think. Or something. What do we have here? Fence post? That'll do. I think this will. Hold on. That. There, that should stop them from spawning. I think. I think they're spawning on top of that. Very possible. Anyway, so this is the Mason's house. Now, there's no reason or rhyme to this, but basically, again, it's just just to have a bunch of Masons. And again, you just level them up, and you can pretty much just get blocks for free. That's just the way to do it. I mean, through your iron farm, you can buy whatever you want, and then if you're out mining, again, these are good to have because you're going to have lots of blocks of different varieties, and you can just sell it to these guys. So again, this is made to look very like rich, like a bank, because that's pretty much what it is. And they'll just live out their lives. Now back here, this is a work in progress, but this is something Wade's been putting together, and he's really really done an amazing job, like fantastic. Like lots of work back here. So I don't really know what everything is, but let's just go take a look. So it looks like he's got a dock. Yeah, this is nice. Nice little pier here. So this game is like full of all kinds of like POIs and dungeons and bosses and like treasures and just it's just like an infinite amount of stuff to do, like sky castles and oh, it's crazy. It really is. I will. I'll see if I can put a description of the mod list in the comments, but I don't. I don't even know where to begin. But Wade knows. I think it's the same mod pack that there's some YouTubers. They go Neebs. They did a video with 100 mods, and so we got basically everything that they got in that video, and it's awesome. So yeah, this is Wade's project. So it looks like he's building like it's very like Fable themed. Like this is like a manor house that he's working on. He's playing around with different textures and different shapes and multi-story like medieval looking like mayor's house or something. And then back here he has a crane. That's really really well done. Like you can check the detail and use that workbench as like a pulley, and he's got the counterweight there and the pulleys in the middle, and then back here he has a different type of like dockyard crane. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then I think back here said he was going to be working on like a lighthouse or something, and he's going to fill it in with other different builds and whatnot. So we'll just have to check back in some time and see what else pops up here. But it's a good start, that's for sure. So yeah, I think that's just about it for the compound. I have two little outposts to show you, and then we'll be wrapping it up. So let's go check those places out real quick. I got my handy dandy running shoes on, so I can go super fast. So let's go take this teleporter. Now, um, usually when I play in vanilla Minecraft, we don't have this. We just have the Nether. And what I usually do is I build ice roads on the roof of the Nether, and that's how I do my fast traveling. Now, also it's to mention, this is like the anti-Nether, or like there's like another dimension. Now, I haven't explored much of this, so there's not much to show. In fact, I'm really unsure, but we're gonna get to that. We will get to that probably in another video. So anyway, um, in this game, you have these here, um, what are these called? These pillars. These pillars, and you can find these pillars throughout the world, and you're able to either use the pillar where you find it, or you can take it and put it down and rename it, and it is an instant transport to that place. So because of that reason, there's no reason to build a Nether portal, really. So like another roof ice highway. So here we have, let's see, what's this place? Oh God, this is not a place to be. Let's go back to this place. What's this place? There's a witch right there. I don't remember this place. Let's go back to Risertron. Okay, so Risertron is our home world, our home base. Now this one is the so this is the slime hunting grounds. And again, see, this is another pillar. This is out in the wild. And I built an outpost here. I'll show it to you real quick because it's a good place to hunt for slimes. So here again, We've got, a circular, like garrison style build, a mesh of the like dark stone and earth tones, a very Minecraft building, like, pretty bare bones, not much decor going on in here, at least not yet. But we have everything you need. We've got a crafting bench, uh, chests, extra armors and weapons. We have a place for cooking and smelting, and then we have the hunting grounds. So basically, back here we have an oversized deck where you can come, and I don't have a monocle on me, but usually I would have a monocle, and it's made in a way with basically a series of fences um, that covers an area of the swamp, and you can pretty much just kind of stand here with your monocle and spy out there and you know hunt for slimes. Now it's not 100% safe. No, it's not, but it's better than running through the swamp with all the trees and whatnot. So yeah, you just I mean, you've definitely got bad guys out there. So it's not like it's not ideal, but it works. I mean, you can get the slimes you need. Doesn't seem to be any tonight, but yeah. So that's the swamp base, and also there's a roof. I come up here, and you can just kind of spy out there and see if there's any slimes. I don't see any. I really wish I had a monocle because that's definitely something I need. Oh, look, there's a slime. There's one there. So they do exist. Um, so yeah, this is slime hunting ground. Now let's go check out the final thing, which is the blaze rod farm. So usually in every playthrough, eventually I, I work towards the blaze rod farm because coal is good to save for lantern or for torches, and you know, um, oh, we don't want to go there. Nope, I'm not going there. Nope. Savannah Town. Okay, so this is Savannah Town. Again, this place here has a lot of potential. However, we have not capitalized on that potential yet. But we did. I did do this, and I put this portal down because, hey, why not? And look, 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 look. Look at this ship. Let's just walk away from that so it's not so loud. Look at this ship, man. I mean, this here that I'm looking at. This is an example of things that are in this mod pack, and it's just crazy. I mean, it's just a whole new game. It's like Minecraft on steroids, and highly recommend it. I'll have to get a hold of Wade and see what he's got or where he got all these. It's quite a lot of work to put it together, but once you get it together, I highly recommend it. But yeah, so that's just like a massive ship full of enemies and treasure and awesome like power ups and whatnot. Really, really cool. Anyway, so I put down this here, and luckily it came out in a fortress. So that was really, really lucky. This portal landed right on top of a fortress. Now that's amazing. So basically, I just built this glassed in like safety area, and this goes over to the blaze rod farm. So I've built this pretty much in every single world, and I'm kind of getting tired of building it, but it's definitely an essential farm to have. And now I didn't streamline this in a way so that it's 100% safe, especially when you go upstairs. In fact, I blocked this off because it's not safe past here. But basically, the idea is should we go up here? Yeah, all right. Let's go check it out. Oh, there's not even any stairs. My God. Okay. What's up here? Ooh, scary. All right. So really quick up here, basically it's a glass cube, red glass. I get the red dye from all the poppies, which is nice to have. Um, yeah, so it's basically it's a massive. This is over a lava ocean too, so crazy scary. But yeah, glassed in with the spawner in the middle there and a pit down below. And basically these guys will spawn in after sitting here for a while. Let's just do this. We'll do a couple minutes and just see what happens. So let's just stand here for a bit. I'll turn down the volume so we're not bombarded from the noise. Probably had that way too high anyways. I should have turned it down a long time ago. Okay, so let's just stand here for a minute and see what happens. Well, I know what's gonna happen. These guys are gonna like spawn and spawn and spawn and spawn and build up and build up. Okay, so as you can see, they basically just add up and add up and add up, and then you take a sword that has looting 3. Now the bad part about this sword is it's got knockback, because it hits them back. But basically, if you get a sword without knockback, it's even better. Um, but yeah, you just kind of go to town on these guys for a bit, and they'll just keep coming and coming and coming. But it's a really, 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 really easy way of getting a lot of blaze rods quickly, and then you can just use these as fuel. So that's that. So yeah, pretty awesome. Unfortunately, it's not like it doesn't. It's not really connected to our home base, but because of these here pillar teleporters, um, it is. So that's it. That's it. That is the in a nutshell grand tour of um, of our place. Really, really nice. Really nice. Like refreshing, you know. Nice texture pack. Um, and really cool mods. Really, really cool. Iron Farm. Highly recommend building an iron farm and getting a village breeder stuff going on because it's the way to go for sure. Now we never fought the dragon in this world, but there's really, I mean, like I guess we could at some point, but there's so many things to do before that that you know it would be nice though. All right, well, that's it for today's video. I hope you like it. I hope I inspired people to boot up Minecraft, maybe throw on some mods, get creative, get cozy, and make some videos and put it out there in the world. Let's see what you got. All right. Uh, we'll catch you in the next video. Have a good night.